Hi everyone, it's Bella back with another episode of the Faithful Draft podcast. So today we're doing something a little bit different. I'm gonna be reviewing the movie People We Meet on Vacation. It's been getting a little buzz right now, and I honestly I overall enjoyed it. Um, I will do a little disclaimer. I didn't read the book. Um, Before I watched the movie, I was researching it and I was like seeing if it was okay. Because whenever I'm about to read something or watch something, I typically, depending on the rating, I typically will look it up and see if it's, first of all, okay to watch or okay to read. Um, but I saw that online that it has a little bit of spice, I think. Um, and so to be safe. I haven't read it unless I find maybe somebody who wrote down which pages that are full of that stuff and I can just skip ahead. But this is right now I haven't read it. But I am a big believer in like reading the book first and then watching the movie when it comes to book to film adaptation. But this just wasn't the case for this one. But the movie seemed tame. And plus I do have VidAngel, which censors all the nasty stuff. But it was like not too crazy. Also, if you haven't seen the movie yet, I don't want you to watch this yet because I want you to form your own opinions and then come back. And then, we'll talk. Of course, we'll talk. But I don't want you to agree with me blindly, basically, or disagree with me blindly. Um, I want you to form your own opinion so that you come back and be like, oh yeah, or oh no. So yeah. So without further ado, let's get started. I wrote a bunch of notes, but I wrote them all in chronological order. Like I wrote this down as I was watching it. So yeah. I feel like with certain films that's always fun to do. So, yeah, without further ado, let's start. So I kind of jump right into like talking about like Poppy's apartment, um, before and after she's like with Alex, um, which is her love interest, and Poppy and Alex are the main characters. This is like a movie about like two two people like they didn't meet on vacation, by the way. Okay, I guess we don't have to be literal, but they meet every summer for once a week and they go on vacations with each other. So they're exploring and they're having fun. Like, you know, it's all fun and games, I guess. So yeah, back to Poppy's apartment. Like I as a film person, I like noticing like the little things here and there. So when I saw Poppy's apartment in the beginning, it's like very dark, it's very gloomy, it's very like literally Poppy could be out of there and I can tell her emotional state from her apartment. Like it's dark, it's gloomy. She's not having the greatest life right now. She's kind of in a slump um at work and kind of with her love life. And then you see towards the end you see like she's like working on a new book, she's with Alex, like I feel like it's sunshiny, it's colorful, it's vibrant. I love like noticing things like that, so kudos to like the director and like the set team for that, because that was really cool for me to see and for me to notice as a film person. I also like how we kind of like jump into the story. Like it's not like we have like I mean there's obviously it's a movie so we have an intro, middle and end. But it wasn't like an intro where like, "Hi, I'm Poppy and I do this," or "Hi, I'm Alex and I do this." It's like no, it's like we're kind of jumped into the story and like we're kind of learning as we go along, which I appreciated. And also like doing the flashbacks of the back and forth flashbacks. To me, it felt very Little Women 2019 Greta Gerwig. And that was one of the things I loved about that version of like, okay, this is the first version where they're not going in chronological order, but they're going back and forth. So I enjoyed that. And I also enjoyed it with this movie because it was like they would oops, sorry. Um, so they would like say something like, "Oh, just this trip from I don't know the names of all the trips they went on, but this trip," and then they would flash back to that like scene of like a couple summers ago and they went on this trip. So I thoroughly enjoyed that. Um, I wrote down that like so this is like at the part of like where they first meet. They're like going on they're driving back. They're driving from their college back to their hometown because apparently they're from the same hometown and I guess they're carpooling. So I wrote like, Alex and Poppy are giving like grumpy cat and sunshine dog energy. I think it's just like the term is just like grumpy and sunshine, but I wrote grumpy cat and sunshine dog because like I feel like they like if they were to have pets or they do have a pet, but towards the end, but if they were to have individual like pets, I feel like Poppy would obviously get like some sort of like golden retriever dog probably, and then Alex would get some sort of like lazy cat. I feel like I don't know, maybe that's just me. um and also, oh my gosh, so that scene where she's like playing Forever Girl, um like honestly, guys, I'm gonna have to agree with Alex on this one where no song is better with a saxophone. Or I should say like excessive saxophone. Like I said it, those songs are like kind of like a little silly. It's a little silly, and that's okay. I guess. Like literally Careless Whisper, I think it was just become a meme now because of the saxophone. And it's so I'm gonna talk about the scene where Poppy is at baggage claim. And like honestly, I've seen so many people online being like, "Oh my gosh, like this scene makes me feel seen," and like 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 she's not too much, like that's like kind of her like whole like character like thing, like she's not too much, like she's just like herself, like and that's beautiful and all that kind of stuff. Like she's you know herself and confident and all that kind of stuff, and I love that. That's like I feel like that's like besides like the romance stuff going on, I feel like that's like a very big like theme that we can like pick up. It's like you're never too much, like you're yourself and that's okay, and some people can handle it and some people can't, but who cares? The people who can will stick around, the people who can't, bye bye. Like so yeah, I mean, like I felt like I was like, oh my gosh, like I love seeing this like scene. Like I'd heard about it and all that kind of stuff, but I've never like seen the scene. And I was like so happy with it actually, like genuinely, because then I was like finding myself in it. I'm like, oh my gosh, like literally anytime I'm listening to music, like I could be walking around like anywhere, and a certain song comes on, or if I just know the songs, I love singing to the songs. I mean, like when my brother like and I are driving, he puts on songs and whatnot, and I'm like singing. He's like, you know. So yeah, like I was like so happy about that particular part. Also, then we like jump to like the camping trip, and we like we see Poppy's parents. Cameron from Ferris Bueller's Day Off is her dad. Like I know like it's supposed to be a completely different character from Cameron, but I'm just saying that if he was supposed to like if they made him like Cameron from Ferris Bueller's Day Off, he would definitely be Alex's dad and not Poppy's dad, like in reality. But yeah, I thought that was super cool. I enjoyed that little like cameo, if you will, because I love that movie, and also Cameron I feel like is my favorite character, from that movie. I love Ferris and Sarah, but Cameron I feel like is my favorite. Um, but yeah, um, so they're on this like camping trip. I think it was ironic that they were in Canada. I guess it was just for Alex since he was getting over a breakup again with his high school girlfriend. Um, and I just thought because Poppy had asked him where would he want to be around the world, and his like one of his top three was Canada. So I thought that was funny. I don't know if not many people notice that. I don't, maybe it's just me. Um, but yeah, like you can tell from right off the bat, like if you had been sleeping through this entire movie and you just woke up for this trip specifically, right off the bat, you could be like, they're definitely what they call themselves platonic travel companions. Like definitely not. Um, yeah. And also like the way that so like they're in the tent and Alex like proposes like, hey, like let's do this every year. First of all, like guy girl best friends, no. I don't I don't think that's right. But for the sake of the movie, sure. But yeah, the way that he proposed it though, it like I don't remember the exact words, but I remember thinking it was so poetic the way he proposed this. Like he it just sounded like rhyming and poetic. I don't know. Maybe that's just me though. Um so then we move on to their next trip, which is New Orleans. Um not gonna lie, I feel like everybody had this reaction, but for me, I definitely thought it was their most fun trip, like throughout the entire movie. But I think that was kind of the point. Um, also, their honeymoon ruse was hilarious. I love that. Like I feel like a lot of like people, like friends, they like do stuff like this. Like you ever see those like videos where like people are like, oh, I'm gonna like propose to my best friend, but it's like really fake so that we can get like free food or whatever. I feel like that's kind of like common. But I thought it was funny. Um Also, okay, everybody's talking about the dance scene. I love the dance scene. Like it was everything. It should be talked about this much, I think. Like we're giving it the space. Like they first of all, they were just being goofy. Like, like in the beginning Poppy was like saying like, "Oh my gosh, like in vacation when you're on vacation, you can be anybody." And it's like, "Okay. Like cool. Like you get a break from yourself. It's awesome." Like all that kind of stuff. But like this one this part particularly, they definitely like were goofy, like they were pretending to be other people literally with that other honeymoon couple. Um yeah, they were goofy. They matched each other. This is the first time I feel like we see them as like the characters like that they like truly match each other's energy. I feel like this is the scene where like Alex like finally like gives in to the goofy, like gives in to the weird, and we like love that. Um, so yeah. Also like I had seen them do an interview and they were like saying like people thought we improvised this and it was like no, it was like heavily choreographed. I originally thought it was improvised too because the way like the acting and the dancing has to be so good that like people think that they improvised it. Like genuinely. Like if they did terrible jobs and like as actors, then nobody would be saying this. Nobody would think this movie is that good. Like it's like a good chunk of this movie is being carried because of the acting, because of the chemistry, because of all these different things that the actors have to do to bring this story to life. So they did very well with the casting. And I'll talk about that more later, I guess. Um, yeah, so like, they're in New Orleans, like so Poppy like twists her ankle or something. Okay. Alex is like, "Oh my gosh, like I'll carry you. Just like don't make a like the sea biscuit joke, like or run faster, fast." I'm gonna say this right now. If you ever carry me, I will be making those jokes. Like seriously, those are the first jokes that come to my mind. I am very much that person that would do that. And that moment specifically made me feel like, yep, that's me. And I love that. Um, so yeah. Um Also, okay, so let's take it back to present day. They're in I guess Poppy's like Airbnb in Barcelona like for the wedding. And Alex has a back spasm. My theory is that Alex did not have a back spasm. I genuinely think he just wanted to stay there with Poppy and like he wanted to just be near her because they haven't seen each other in like what 2 or 3 years. And like, he just broke up with his girlfriend again. And he's like, you know what? I want to be with the girl I really like. So I think that's my theory. And then, he invites her to like the I guess it was like a rehearsal dinner for the wedding, for his brother's wedding. Um yeah. So, I will say this, like Poppy's outfits for the rehearsal and the wedding, um they were very like, I mean, for the character and also for the actress, like red and green are very much her colors. Like she looked very beautiful, like genuinely, and I think the colors like didn't like wash her out or anything like that. I feel like those colors worked with her as a person and also as the character, obviously. But yeah. Also, okay, I'm gonna say this. Okay. While she comes in during the rehearsal dinner, she walks in with the song August by Taylor Swift with, okay. She walks into that music. It was the perfect use of that song. And listen, I'm not a big Taylor Swift fan. I'm not like I have to listen to her album. I have to go to the Eras Tour, like whatever. Like I don't really. She's like not like I don't really care for her music that much. I'll listen to a song here and there, but I'm not like diehard fan. Like, but when it comes to like scenes like this and edits, the use of Taylor Swift songs, I'm okay with because they sound so good. It sounds so good. It's always like it's really good. So I enjoy it like when it's like that. Okay, but when I'm listening like to music, Taylor Swift is not my first choice. Um, okay, so we move on to Tuscany. That's like the vacation that like everything blew up. I'm not gonna go into too many details about it, but all I'm gonna say is that if Alex and Poppy are gonna have romantic relationships outside of each other, and this goes with like any like really close like platonic friends. If you're gonna be this close with a person who you could possibly be attracted to, then you guys can't you guys can't be friends if you want a romantic relationship with a different person because there's a level of closeness there that's like it's like friends but not like we're not really friends with something more. Like when you have friendships like that, you can't really have a romantic relationship outside of that. And because they're like too close for comfort friends. And so when you have friends like that, like it's hard to like I feel like that's just hard for you to date. So that goes with Alex and Poppy and just like in general. Like there's just like it's messy. It's messy, it's messy, it's messy. Um and I also just want to say like literally like Alex was waiting for Poppy. Like when she had the pregnancy scare, like he wanted to know where they stood. And she was like, we're just friends and whatever. And then, he like tried to suppress that and move on quicker than he was ready for and propose to his high school girlfriend. Like, I feel like him doing that just gave more like signs of like him in love with Poppy. So, and I understood his argument of like he wants to settle down. And that's fine. He wants to live in their hometown. He wants to, like he's happy with ordinary, I think. And Poppy likes doing exciting stuff. And I think that's like why like those two together it like kind of balances it out. Because it's like you don't want too much of one thing, you know? But I totally understand that like he's like, "Oh, I want to settle down." Like and she's like, "You're just settling." But it's like, "No, like like if he genuinely wants to stay at home, that's fine." Like not, you know, I don't know. Um so yeah. So we get towards the end of the movie. Um and one thing I appreciated, oops, sorry. One thing I appreciated was that towards like when they had their second kiss basically, that they like didn't just end the movie there. I feel like a lot of romantic comedy movies like we don't get to see like the aftermath. And with this one, we kind of get to see the aftermath. Like they're together, they're living together in New York, and like, they're like doing things like they're still going on vacations. Like, I enjoyed seeing that, and I love like literally towards the end, like they were like paying homage to the book cover, which I thought that was kind of clever. I've never seen like an adaptation do that. So yeah. And I've seen a lot of people online like after like seeing this movie, I got a lot of stuff online. But one thing that I saw a lot was like people think this should have been like a mini series, or like each episode should be like a vacation. And I like, to be honest, I think it worked like with the movie, but I also could see it as like a mini series. If they decide to do that, I'm pretty sure that it won't be the same actors. Um but also like I feel like people who have read the book, they're like, well, there was just some details they wanted more of, and with the mini series, they're like they kind of get more of that opportunity. So I understand. Um I definitely like I'm like working on a book that I've been working on since senior year of high school. And I definitely think that it could be turned into something that people can watch like after, it's published and whatnot. Um and I definitely would prefer it to be a mini series because I feel like you'll get a lot more out of it and more details out of that than just a movie that's like 2-ish hours. So I understand that. And I think that's definitely something to look into for the people who made this movie, and or maybe Emily Henry, the writer of the book. Um, I think it's definitely something to look into. But yeah. So yeah, I love this movie. It was really let me read what I wrote. I said it was fun, emotional, funny, vibrant, and sweet. This was very this was casted very well and directed very well. Um, I've never seen the actress who played Poppy before, Emily Batter. Batter? Ooh. Um, but she seems very talented though, and I feel like this project will definitely open up a lot of opportunities for her. Um, I've seen Tom Blythe in Hunger Games, the like prequel one where he's like Coriolanus Snow. So like I kind of like had an idea that he was like very talented, but I thought like he was very like limited or more drawn to dramatic roles. And it was kind of refreshing to see an actor who's been doing like more dramatic roles since his career started and do something a little different. I think when you're putting actors in different situations like that, we kind of see their range and also see them grow a little bit too, because it's like this is something they're not used to, and this may be a little bit out of their comfort zone. So I feel like with him, he was taken out of that box, and I'm very glad he did because he can be really funny actually, and like I don't know. So yeah, I hope he does like more stuff like this. I hope I can see the actress who plays Poppy, Emily Batter. I don't know how to say her last name. I'm so sorry. Um, yeah, I definitely hope I can see her more and stuff. Because she's very talented. Yeah, but yeah, I could see these two becoming like a movie duo. Like I so I watch a lot of Filipino movies, or I used to watch a lot of Filipino movies, and they used to have these like movie couple duos. The most famous one in the Philippines, anyway, was Bel Mariano and Don. I don't know how to say his last name, and I'm not gonna attempt to, but look it up, Bel and Don Filipinos. Um, so yeah, um, they were like in their region like a famous like film duo, and I feel like America should start doing this too because I feel like they're gonna get like a lot more people to be interested in certain projects and movies and whatnot. I think it's smart. I think it's strategic. I think Americans, as America, we should adopt this a little bit in the entertainment industry. So yeah, I could see them as like a film duo. It was in whatever genre, I guess. I don't know. Like we have obviously seen they could be funny, they could be romantic. Maybe put them in something else. I don't know. Anyway, so we've reached the end of the episode. Um, Yay! I hope you like this little review. Let me know if you want me to do any more reviews and stuff like that. I might do some. I want to do like more film content too, just in general. Um, but yeah, so I want to leave you with a writing prompt because this is the Faithful Draft, and we like to write a lot. So technically, I have two, but take what you will. So, writing prompt is what would your ideal vacation be? Or write about a vacation where nothing goes right. Could be fiction or nonfiction. So yeah, if you write something and you want to like DM it to me, I have an Instagram now for the podcast, the Faithful Podcast. Just look up the title of the podcast and it should pop up. So yeah, if you have Instagram and you would like to see little behind the scenes stuff or like little prompts and whatnot, like definitely check it out. I hope you enjoyed this episode and I'll see you guys next time.